Yes, you can. Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't a scheduled live stream, but I found this beautiful girl who hosts a radio show with me, and I wanted to do a live video with her, but about our differences in our political looks. Now, right now, uh, I want her name is Violet Alice Evans. You should watch her show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be with her most of the weeks, if not every single week. And for now,
It's
I'm
called
going to.
Center Incentive, and it's on freelancerradio.com.
Yeah,
Gotta
well,
tell them
see,
where it is.
the link will be in the description box below.
Perfect.
And for now, I really want to go see if I have any smokes. Uh, Now, while I do that, there's something I want you to do.
What?
Uh, right now, this is being live streamed on YouTube. Okay. Now,
Okay.
I am going to I'm going to send you this. Uh, for anyone watching this in the future, once this video is uploaded, just skip to the first 5 minutes. I will put it in the comment section below, and I will tell you guys exactly when the real conversation gets started. I want you to, Violet, talk a little bit about yourself while I go quickly get smokes. Just mention anything about the show, about yourself, and also if you can teach these girls how they can look at least a quarter as beautiful as you do.
I can't do that in
It's impossible.
5 minutes.
Oh, of course.
I
Of course, it's not possible. So listen, I sent you, check your DM on Discord, because I sent
Okay.
you the actual stream link. So just open the stream itself and make sure you can view it. Okay?
Okay, I can probably view it on my phone, but if I view it on my
You
computer,
should do that. You should view it on your phone or something.
that's a better idea.
Just so you you could just mute the stream. I just want it to be playing somewhere in the background. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, I
oh,
want it.
you want the stream to be playing? Okay, yeah. No, I got you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I want the viewer, somebody to be watching it while we do this. So for now, Miss Violet Alice Evans, please tell us about the weekly radio show that you're going to have me on. I can't believe she's crazy enough to let me co-host with her, but that's her thing. And yeah, Violet, tell us about yourself and/or the show. I will be right back. All right.
Okay, I'm going to struggle to try to figure out how to do this because I have like no experience with this at all whatsoever. But while I do that, my name is Violet. I host a show with Alex on Saturdays he told you about called Center Incentive. It is largely political, but not solely political. In fact, like today we had a life coach, relationship coach, family, like coach person, Naja Hall, come on, and she was talking with us about like blended families, which are like families from previous relationships getting together, and just like how you grow and develop becomes like so pivotal to who you are as a person, and how that can really affect how you just interact in like every aspect of your life, really. And we should have her back on again because I don't even feel like we really got to talk to her as much as we could have. Oh no, that was great. Hey, I got it to work, I think, though. But that was an awful sound. Sorry about that. So, I used to host a show back years ago, but I used to actually be an anarcho capitalist back then. And during that process, I started to really change my views and my opinions, and I thought that I really didn't feel comfortable going on and talking about stuff that I really didn't feel anymore, so I had to stop doing the show, and I just took a bunch of time to kind of like figure out how I really felt like as an individual. It's weird because I was never really heavily into politics, but somehow I ended up like in this anarchist circle, and I got kind of heavily into it. I wasn't like super radicalized or anything, but looking back, I could have easily become like a really crazy, hardcore anarchist extremist. So now coming back into it, I can see this weird behavior in people, and I just want to try to help those who maybe are way too into like way too extreme into any really any political side, whether that be extreme left, extreme right, anarchist, whatever. Just kind of find some middle ground and try to like calm down a little and kind of see things through a clear perspective, not just through more brainwashing. And I hate to call it that, but you can get brainwashed in any circle. Like a lot of the anarchists are just as radical as the extreme left in some ways. But Alex is back, so hello, Alex.
Yes, no, that's actually one of the reasons I think you and I became friends so fast is because yeah, that's my goal too. Is yeah, bring more people close to the center, less from all this political division. Uh, like I used to actually think the best uh, thing for the West is let's get rid of feminism and or bring Trump or whatever. Like, but that's actually not even at all what the West needs because yes, I do still believe feminism is a very horrible, horrible movement on the West, and I think feminism is destroying one of the building blocks of any civilization, which is the family. And I think yeah, feminism is horrible. I actually think I genuinely do believe the world, specifically the Western world, will be better without feminism. However, I don't think I can make the world a better place by simply just trying to convert everybody to leave feminism. I think if we teach everybody about simple stuff like defending freedom of speech, uh, controlling, better for better lack of a better word, cleaning your room, controlling the chaos of your own life, we can slowly make the world a better place. If everybody, like for example, with like I own a house. If I clean my backyard and everyone around me cleans their backyard, our neighborhood will be super clean. So because at first when I moved in here, I was so lazy that I didn't clean my backyard. I was like, ah, what a shitty neighborhood that I'm in. But no, like I'm not the one who started. Like I can't blame. Like I can't take responsibility for the whole neighborhood, but at least I could have cleaned up my backyard and my front yard. Like I could have done that, and that would have slowly made the whole neighborhood a better place, right?
Yeah. Yeah, at least keep your space as neat as possible so that you're not adding to the gross chaos. For sure.
Exactly, and same with like, if I can make sure my family isn't closed-minded, my family isn't racist, my family isn't anti-free speech, then if everyone does that with their families, we could slowly make the world a better place. We shouldn't do it such a top-down way. Like, yeah, let's just elect some tough guy or tough girl to force everybody to be good. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's one thing you and I have in common. And now let's actually discuss our political differences.
Right.
Because you thought I would lack the freedom scale.
I thought that you would be, yeah, a little more controlling and severe than me, but it turns out apparently not. That's good.
Well, I mean, in the bedroom, I am very controlling. Not to get into too much details. But in most areas of life, I am not. Like, I remember once I saw this post. It was like, you don't have to be the same political stance in all levels of government. Like I said, like you could be libertarian federally, while you could be conservative state-wise, while you could be a communist in terms of your family. I'm like, yeah, that would make sense because for my future wife and kid, yes, I would actually be like a fascist or communist husband. I would provide for them. I would protect them. I would give my life on the line for my wife and kid. But for the government, I don't expect every citizen of Canada to give their lives for my wife and kid. Although I do expect them to treat my wife and kid with respect. But you know what I mean? I don't expect them to give that. But I expect myself, I would work very hard for my family. I would spoil my wife on her birthday and on Mother's Day. But again, I don't expect the government to do that. So that's actually one thing people need to realize. If I can't think of a personal example, but I know some people who told me, oh, they don't like gay people, but they still support gay people's right to get married because they're like, it's not the government's job to tell them if they should be gay or not. Now, personally, I have no problem with gay people, so I can't use this as an example. But I see, like, if I have a personal view on anything, it doesn't mean that's how I feel the government should act. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. That's how I feel about a lot of things because I have like a really strict ethical code that I follow myself, but I don't expect everyone to have to follow the same code of ethics. Like to a degree, of course, but like for one thing, I really dislike. I actually really do dislike lying to people, but I would never suggest that someone should have to go to prison because they lied to me. You know what I mean? Like
I
your
totally
own
understand.
ethical code. Yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like your own ethics. Like you might think that they're better than anyone else's, but it doesn't really matter because the second you have to enforce those ethics via gun, via force, there's really it kind of is counterproductive and unethical in and of itself. So I think when you use government force, you have to be like really selective and specific about what you're using it for, and something like someone disagreeing with your political views is not enough for them to be considered a criminal. And a lot of people seem to push this, like you've talked about it before, like with speech laws and stuff, like
I was actually
making
going to bring that up. I was waiting for you to finish. Yeah, I was actually going to literally bring that up.
yeah, like for someone to go to jail because they've offended you, that's way more evil than what they've said because in the end they're just saying words and you're trying to lock someone in a cage or take their money away from them. So you can't really justify using state force for things like that. Now, obvious things like if someone attacked you or hurt someone, then it's a lot more understandable.
Right. No, exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up because I know someone might bring up something. Oh, what about defamation law or when you steal someone else's intellectual property? That's speech, but should we defend them? I'm like, okay, no, obviously no.
I'm probably a little bit more lenient when it comes to like copyright infringement. Like I'm still kind of like, you shouldn't really necessarily. Depending on what it is, I don't think that copyright infringement laws are really that. I don't like the idea of enforcing a lot of copyright laws. Like a lot of them. Like people that burn music are committing like crimes. I think that's silly. That's just file sharing. You know what I mean? But a lot of people would disagree with me for sure.
Yeah, no, okay, that's where it gets to very specific things. And I actually think current laws in America are actually quite actually America and maybe Poland and maybe Switzerland. Those are the only countries that I think they are the best speech laws and they have the right amount of limit. Like in America, you can't actually say, "Oh, I want to go kill insert this X group of here." You can't say that. Even though America has like the best speech laws, even there you can't say, "Oh, I want to go kill all black people." Like you can't say it, and that's good. You shouldn't. That's like you're almost even showing intent. Like if you say like, "Oh, I want to go shoot up a church tomorrow," no, I think the government should like definitely watch you. Make sure you don't do that. That's the part that I would draw the line. Now, right now, I've pulled up Violet Alice Evans results and my results next to each other. Now, I like to redo this test every 6 months. So this was my result from 6 months ago, but I think with the exception of a few things that might be pretty accurate. Violet, do you remember which one's yours, which one's mine?
I think that the first one is mine. Here.
What, the one on the left or the right?
The one on the left, yeah.
Really? Okay. Tell me what the percentage of the federal.
Oh no, my battery's dying, of course. Federal 52.
Okay. You are correct.
48. I knew
You are
it.
correct. So you see how you and I are very, very similar. And you were correct. I'm a little bit more aggressive than you.
I expect that you're a man too, though. Give me 1 second.
Oh, that's sexist.
I have to get something, and I don't want to. Well, no, not really.
I'm kidding.
Kind of. It's biology. Sorry.
Well, okay. Now, this is the thing. I was actually a little bit surprised that she was more freedom than I was. She wasn't. Now, her and I, both of us, it says moderate freedom. Makes sense. It makes sense why she's moderate freedom. Personally, I'm very surprised because there are certain rights that I wanted to get into that I could have sworn she wasn't going to agree with me. So this is very, very interesting.
Well, what were you thinking that I would disagree with you with more specifically?
That's, you know what? That is a good question. The speech laws. I would have thought that you would have agreed with some hate speech laws, not the Canadian kind, where like you have to call transgender people by their preferred pronoun. No. I knew you were a very smart girl, and you're like, no, you shouldn't force any speech. But it's just like, how do I say it? Kind of like, I thought you would agree with if someone says they hate gay people. I feel like you would want some sort of punishment.
No, I would just be like, you're an ass, and I don't want to spend time with you, and well, that's basically all.
True.
Well, let me explain something to you.
Okay.
Someone tried to get me fired.
Woman, explain to me.
Yeah, so I have a really nice job. Like, I really love my job. And I was talking to someone outside of work. This didn't even happen at work. And we were talking about, like, sexual abuse. And it's an awkward conversation in and of itself. But somehow it came up the topic of, like, making rape jokes. And I said, even though it's uncomfortable and I used to have a big problem with it after what I dealt with, I used humor as a means to, like, get over what happened to me, to, like, try to take control of the situation. Comedy is incredibly helpful when you're dealing with really depressing issues like that. And so for some reason, this person decided to, like, go to my boss and, like, tell them about that. And so, like, I can't imagine that that they were trying to, like, do anything positive about that. So I think that she literally tried to get me fired over a joke that I made. Like, someone actually told me about this in the office. Like, they heard about it. So I'm not at all, like, okay with, like, trying to get people, like, put in jail, trying to get people fired, trying to get people in trouble over speech. Because, like, what's offensive to you might not be offensive to me at all, and you have no idea why I'm using that kind of humor. Because I used to be offended by it too, but, like, I realized I can't decide why someone is saying what they're saying. I don't know if they're using it like I did to try to, like, get past something that hurt them. And obviously there's a huge difference between, like, jokes and then, like, saying something, like, outwardly horrible. But a lot of it's also people's perception, and I could have lost my job over acknowledging dark humor. So no, I am very much not okay with, like, hurting people through speech. But yeah.
Yeah, the company one gets really deep. Like 2 years ago, whenever all this stuff about Facebook censoring people came out, and it was pretty much proven that Facebook and Google and even YouTube were centering more conservatives than any other political leanings. I was like, okay, this is going a little too far. This might be bad, but I think we should still allow people, like companies, to do that. But
Well,
then,
but then it's like they're huge platforms, and it's like they're almost like utilities. People argue that they're almost like utilities at this point because everyone needs access to, like, well, I guess you don't need access to social media, but it's really helpful when you're trying to keep like aware of what's going on in the world,
exactly,
to be able to talk to other people. And so like phone companies, yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I'm like, okay, this is kind of the public square. If you go back 200 years ago, the public square where the public debates happened, you wouldn't blame people if they try to get into the public square. But now, kind of Twitter, Facebook, Google, these are the public square. This is where the debate is happening.
Right.
Yes, I know it's someone's company. And listen, libertarians, I love you. Libertarians are my favorite people that I debate with that disagree with me, but at least with them, they're more reasonable. While Democrats, they tend to be just more crazy in general, not all of them. And libertarians, I love you, but this, like, the moderates and the conservatives are getting beaten on all these social medias. And I hate to use you as an example, but I'm pretty sure Violet has been shadow banned on a few stuff, or maybe she's been censored a little bit. Even though, again, I have no proof, but people with Violet's views, I think she would be way, way more popular if it wasn't for the fact that she's a Trump supporter. Like, I think that's one of the reasons some companies I feel like are slowing her down. Again, I could be wrong, but in most cases, I haven't been wrong.
I've suspected, like, on Twitter, for example, I can get, like, I've been on Twitter for, like, maybe a couple years now, and I can hardly get any followers. I don't think I've broke even, like, 100 yet. I don't think people see any of my stuff. That or I'm just, like, boring. But I think they don't see a lot of my stuff. And it's, like, you can join other platforms, and that's okay, too, but, like, a lot of people are just not even paying attention to this stuff, and they don't even know to join other platforms because they don't even see it as a problem. And so these companies get to, like, it's not really a monopoly, although Google kind of has a monopoly, and Google kind of controls a lot of these platforms. Yeah. So, like, I don't think you can eat, like, I don't go on Gab because I think Gab is also not really that much of a free speech platform.
Oh no,
like, I had sexy photos up on Gab. Yeah, I had sexy photos up on Gab, not even like nudes or anything, and they just took them with no reason. And I don't know why that happened, but I don't know. But you can't even get the Gab app on the Google store, I don't think. Did they change that? Because I don't think you could for a while.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not even sure. Right now, actually,
did you freeze?
No, I'm not sure. Right now, I quit Gab. I'm personally on. The main thing I use is BitChute and Discord. They seem to be really good so far. And Parler or Parlay. I'm definitely going to go back.
Parlay, I have one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to go back to that one.
I have one of those as well.
Even Minds.com, these are really good. But the main thing is, even though, again, 2 years ago, I was with the libertarians on this one, I'm like, yo, let's just use another platform, use another thing. But then I realized, no, these, first of all, Google and YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, they have so much power that sometimes they even banned other websites. And they've threatened other websites with demonetization if they don't ban certain website that Google doesn't like. So I'm like, yeah, no.
That's crazy.
So I hate to say it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that the government is getting involved. And again, I usually don't want government involvement in enforcing free speech, but I think we're at a point that we have to. I think we really have to get the government, and I'm glad there's one bill that Republicans are passing that is basically any website that has 30 million viewers or 30 million users monthly and 300 million users worldwide must enforce the First Amendment because a lot of these are like literally we're immune to the First Amendment. And again, I hate how now it's like a conservative issue where conservatives are defending First Amendment. I think that's the most politically neutral thing to defend free speech. It's not really a right wing versus left wing issue anyway.
The second they like restrain free speech in any way, they're gonna be able to like they're not gonna be able to actually talk about their issues anymore. The second they give that away, they're not gonna have any room to talk anymore, and then that's not helpful for anyone. I don't
Exactly.
know why. I've seen people like holding signs like to get rid of free speech. What you're doing is free speech. Why would you want to get rid of that? Stupid.
Mhm.
Makes no sense at all.
Exactly. So
it's like the they don't want us to have guns, but they want the state that they don't trust to have guns. Like the people on the left who like hate Trump, like absolutely hate Trump and hate our government. Why would you want them to be the only people that have access to weapons in that case? Like that in and of itself doesn't even make sense.
Well, that's one thing that the radical left has actually joined the Trump supporters on the gun issue.
As of late.
Yeah.
Like as of very recently.
I know, but even honestly, even their reasoning is a little bit scarier, but there's this mainly like they want guns because they want to be able to fight the government. So their gun reason isn't for just natural God-given right to defend your home and your family. Theirs is kind of like they want a war. So it's a little bit of a bad reason, but at least they're on our side. But yeah,
I'll say this: they have the spirit of it. That's a big point of it. Is you're supposed to have guns in case your government gets out of hand and tries to do things like take your guns away from you. Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't think that we should be fighting the government, but that was definitely part of why it was written into the Constitution. So I accept that. I mean, I think they're...
Yeah. But also their reason is not because of the Constitution. It's because of Marxism. Marx's philosophy was the workers must always get guns.
I mean, that's not the worst part of it.
Yeah, but they're not doing it for the Constitution. They're doing it because of the Communist Manifesto. Mm-hmm. But at least they're defending guns, huh? Anyway, Violet. Let's get to our thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Anything surprise you?
Actually, well, here, I can hardly read it on the screen. Let me see if I can zoom in on here. Oh, I can, good. So, I was kind of shocked that you were... What am I looking at here?
I can send it to you on Discord.
No, actually, it's kind of weird how close these are. These are... I could zoom in. I zoomed in on it. I'm looking at it now. You're really anti-tradition? It doesn't seem like you're really into traditional values much then? What's that?
Yeah, that one was interesting. How, we were slightly different on that. Not too much, though. It's only a 7% difference. But it is a difference.
You're more into assimilation than me as well. But not by, like, a huge amount.
I know, again.
Got like 6% there.
Which is ironic, because I'm the minority here. I'm from Iran. My parents, grandparents, all from Iran. You're the American girl. So, again, that was funny how I'm more assimilationist than you are.
I'm basically like, I'm basically like, if you're gonna come here, just like respect our culture and don't like hate us. And it would be cool. It would be much preferred if you could speak English, just because it's safer for everyone that way. Like, if you come to the country and you can't speak the language, that's gonna make things harder for you to be here. Even like if something happens, it's just like another step between you and getting help. You find someone they can't speak your language, that's just not good for you, for sure. But let's see here.
Oh, true.
I'm more federal government than you. You're more small government.
Again, no.
Because I think
that's really interesting. The whole unitary. You're more of the Lincoln type. Wait, no, sorry. I actually can't. Sorry, you're. See, sometimes I forget which is which. Yours is the one on the left, right?
Yep.
The 52%.
Yep.
Yeah, so that one, I'm actually not super. Americans in general are more federal, while Canadians are more unitary. That one actually made perfect sense to me. We're both neutral, but yeah, yours is slight more states' rights, because federal just means give more rights to states.
Oh, I know.
So that one wasn't a huge surprise.
Okay.
Wait, Violet, could you go on this YouTube video and comment on it?
Sure.
Yeah, because I want to
leave the other thing though.
No, because I want to make sure you're a moderator on the talking.
Oh, I got confused here looking at this for a second though. Not confused by which one's which, but confused on what I was looking at on mine. But yeah, no, these are like really pretty shockingly close, although it looks like you're more of a globalist than me.
Oh, no. Oh, that's where it gets interesting. The globalists and the military. We're
yeah.
Okay. Wait, I'm less passive. Wait a minute. I thought I'd be
I'm
more
a little bit
military.
more. You are.
Okay, no.
No,
this is why I need to redo
I'm
the test.
one.
I'm more no, because I'm 100% sure I'm more militarist than you are. I guess it's only a 3% difference. But
okay, let's.
I am so surprised.
Why do you think that? Just curious. Maybe you should take this again if it's been over 6 months.
Yeah, maybe I should, because
don't let my answers influence you, Alex.
No. Because the thing with me is, I don't want to get involved in all these wars in the Middle East. Fair enough. And I'm guessing you're not either. But with me, I'm kind of like, if you touch our allies, let's go fucking kick their ass.
See, that shocks me that you would say that, because I was talking about like being semi into intervening and things, like, because like the reason why I'm not anti-intervention is because stuff like World War II, when the country didn't want to go to war again, so we just kind of ignored it, and then a bunch of crazy stuff happened, and then we finally got involved, and even though like we didn't necessarily win World War II, we definitely helped. And so I'm not against intervening if it's done for the right reasons. America helped a lot, but Russia helped a lot too.
Well, the Soviet Union did, yeah.
Like we did. I'm not saying that we did bad. I'm just saying, like, it's good that we intervened. Is all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but I'm just.
And that's why I'm not anti-intervention. That's all. There you go.
No. Okay, no, that's the thing though. Neither of us are super anti-intervention.
We're comparing to the information that we have here, though. There's not too many that are that different here. Although, it looks like you're more, yeah. We were talking about me being more freedom-minded. I thought that was kind of interesting. Freedom-minded? Why are you zooming in on me? Anyways.
Oh, no, there's a pretty girl on the stream. I just want to make sure everyone's... I'm talking about myself.
Making me uncomfortable. You are a pretty girl.
I'm I'm a very pretty girl.
But,
I'm
so though, you're more for security. What kind of examples of security would you think are more important than our like liberties?
okay. That's the one that I think. Listen, I love this test, and I love this political compass test, and I recommend everybody to do it. But okay, the freedom questions. Here's the thing. I'm not totally against government surveillance.
Ooh, God.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
no.
where I lost the thing. That's probably where you beat me.
Yeah.
Again, we're both moderate freedom, but the thing with me is, I feel like we could have prevented some of these. Okay, incels, for example. These horrible guys who just hate women for just being women.
We could have tracked them their whole lives.
No, because
And
here's the
then
thing. No, because a lot of them, there was 3 of these horrible guys that literally said, "Oh, I fucking hate women. I want to kill them." They've said that multiple times on social media. I think we could have saved those women's lives if we just literally they said it on social media. The government could have really prevented this. There was one happened in Canada where
yeah,
this
but
guy,
aren't there already laws put in place to where when things like that happen, they can like already like deal with that? Aren't there ways of doing that that do not involve mass surveillance at least? Because like I can understand perhaps specific individuals, but then you gotta keep in mind that you're letting the state decide who is and who is not a threat. So they could just say anyone's a threat then, and they could just spy on you.
no, see, but this goes
That's
back
my
to the
concern.
no,
So like
this goes
I
back
could
to
be a
the private.
threat.
No. This goes back to the private corporation argument. Literally, Facebook, Twitter, all that. They are private corporation, but they had people in those corporations, uh, like kind of defend that, because these incels literally said they're going to go shoot and kill girls. So the government should have acted on that. That was not a free speech issue. That one was an obvious one. And
Whoa.
surprise, surprise, a day later, he ends up like running over. It actually, a little ironic because the guy, it happened in Canada. He said he hated women, but he ended up killing 2 guys and 2 girls. So he wasn't really good at his targets. I mean, not that I support this, but like if you want to kill women, why were you killing some guys? You know what I mean? So
Were they like dudes with the women or something?
it could have been. It could have been dudes with the
Yeah.
women. But no, either way, like I think the government should have stopped that. They should have. That's the one part of surveillance. Again, my thing, and you know what? Maybe I'm not as libertarian as I thought, because my thing is, yes, you have your free speech, and yes, you should be allowed to have guns, and yes, you should be allowed to kill people who break into your house. Like those, I'm like, yeah, yes, I'm a super libertarian guy in terms of that. But then, I think government should monitor the medias.
Oh well, okay. Again, though, like mass surveillance on the scale of like tracking and looking at everyone's messages versus just having like people in chat rooms and versus just finding someone that's a credible threat and surveying them, like keeping an eye on them, but to just that opens up a lot of worms. You know what I mean? That's a can of worms to me. Because like I get where you're coming from, and I also would like to prevent those things. But what I'm saying is that they're gonna look at people like me who just like disagree with a lot of what the government wants you to. Whoever in the government, whatever they want the the man wants me to believe. If I'm talking against the man, then the man's gonna spy on me, Alex, and we can't have that. But like, because for real, like, how many times have you heard of people being labeled as terrorists when they just have dissenting opinions? Like it happens in so many countries, and I don't want to open that up for Americans.
No.
But
Okay,
I think that if you have a credible threat, though, that I kind of see it then.
Right. Okay.
For sure.
I'm saying,
but
take America's First Amendment. So don't take Canada's free speech laws. No, that'd be horrible. They would literally label everybody terrorists. But take America's First Amendment and enforce that on social medias, because in America, if the same incel said, "Oh, I want to go kill girls," that person would have been either arrested or monitored, and I don't think anyone would object to that.
So
But in
how
social
are they
media,
not watched in Canada?
that's
That's
a very
weird
good
to
question.
me.
That's a very good question.
Yeah, that's very strange. That's
As
very
soon as you said
strange,
that, smoke went in
actually.
my eye.
I'm sorry.
No,
That's my fault somehow.
yeah, everything's your fault.
Oh,
I mean,
I
you
just
are a
wanted
woman.
to come on the show. I just wanted to come on the show.
Oh yes, a lot of women want to come.
Into the kitchen. God.
Man. But yo, back to the comparison.
Please.
In terms of labels, look, we're both neutral in terms of federal, neutral in terms of democracy, neutral. Okay. Oh, isolationist versus interventionist. Okay, this is the thing that I was not surprised. You were a much more hands-off girl. You were like, let's just be more isolationist. Let's stop being involved in these wars. I was less, because one of the things about globalism is the idea of interfering in other countries' wars and stuff. I was like, listen, I don't want to interfere in Middle Eastern wars. Let's pull out our troops. But you touch one of our allies, we're gonna fucking kick your ass. So that's probably the thing why mine
Well, I
was
was
less
kind of.
isolationist than you.
Well, I was shocked by that because of the fact that I was more okay, it seemed like, with involving ourselves in other countries' politics than you seem to be. So I thought that was kind of strange, actually.
No, because the thing with me is,
But
if I was in charge, I would literally pull out America's troops from every single country in the Middle East except for Israel, and I would literally tell any country, "Yo, you touch Israel or you touch one of our NATO allies, yeah, we'll fucking wreck your shit."
I'm glad you said that because I really do support Israel and I get like a lot of heat for that. And I'm not saying that we have to give them all of our money all the time,
No,
but I definitely get why we
foreign
like
aid is different.
help them.
No, foreign aid versus military aid, I see that as two different things. Foreign aid, I would
Yeah.
actually, in a lot of cases, I'd be like, yeah, America should cut its foreign aid. But military aid is different.
I think they need us over there. I don't mind helping Israel at all. But maybe that's because I'm Christian. But
Exactly. Now, this is another thing. When it comes to the idea of Western values, I see Israel as one of the fundamentals of Western value. One of the, I think Ben Shapiro said this, and let me know if you agree or disagree. He said the West is a mixture of Athens, so Greece democracy, Judeo-Christian Jerusalem with European Enlightenment. Those three things are what the West is. Specifically Canada and specifically America, but you can include UK and Canada in there too, and even Australia and New Zealand. We have the Enlightenment plus the faith of Jerusalem, the democracy of Athens, and the Enlightenment of Europe. That's, I think, what the West is. So Israel is one of those where it's not only our ally in terms of culturally, they're very similar to us. Like, they even have gay pride parades. No country in the Middle East has gay pride parade except for Israel.
no, I don't think
Like,
I've ever heard of that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, their cultures, they're accepting of gays just like us, and they're accepting of most of the LGBT community just like us. But another thing, it would be like a lot of Christians would love to go to Jerusalem just to visit. Like, that's where Jesus, Bethlehem is in Israel. Oh, let's go. Jesus was born there. Let's go see Bethlehem. I would love to see Bethlehem, actually. I'm not even Christian. I would love to see Bethlehem one day.
Historically pretty relevant.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, okay, now I can. Your mouth was moving, but you were quiet. I said, yeah, I would love to see Bethlehem one day.
I said, yeah, it's very historically relevant. So
Yeah, historically relevant, culturally relevant. It's not just a beautiful sight to see, like the Great Wall of China. Like, although I don't know if someone's
there's
trying
a
to blow
lot
up,
of history.
right? If someone's trying to blow up the Great
What?
Wall of China, I don't think we should defend it. But I'm pretty sure China would defend it. Like,
I would hope. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, like I'm on the side of let's destroy less historic buildings and sites, but
That's fair.
we don't have to involve ourselves in defending every site, but let's do it anyway.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, China and us are not exactly like the best allies at the moment right now either.
Yeah, which is annoying because we technically freed China from fascist Japan. Uh, I don't think China would have liberated itself.
And now they're just doing the same stuff to Hong Kong.
Don't
But
even get me started. Like the thing with China is that they're this is one of our mistakes. Is I feel like we defended China so much, and this is something I disagreed with a friend of mine, quote unquote friend in this area. He's a very rich Chinese guy who owns 6 houses in my area, and he said, and him and I disagreed on it. He was, oh yeah, no, China, we would have liberated ourselves. I'm like, nah, trust me, without the West, Japan would have kicked your ass. This
I don't think I know enough about that to comment on it.
okay, fair enough. Uh, this is interesting. Have you ever had someone who hated you on your radio podcast?
Well, when I was co-hosting, there was a person on that I could tell really disliked me. Yes, kind of, but it was the person I was hosting's for a guest.
Well,
Why?
no, I'm temporarily gonna put a hater with us. One sec.
Okay.
Hello, pussy milk. What kind of name is this?
Hi. I love that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, that. I didn't expect that to be a productive conversation, but I
It was funny.
no. There's this girl that really hates
Is that
me.
what you get? Is that
No,
what you get from haters?
no. This is the first time someone who's hated me wants to be on my stream. I would actually love for her to be on this Sunday, but we could definitely because I want to make this one. Let's keep it about the
Why
compass.
do
But
they hate you?
I
Pussy Milk, come on and tell me why you hate them.
no. We'll put them on once we're done talking about the compasses. Because again, I want to upload this video. But let's go back to
Oh,
so
that's fair. That's fair.
okay. So last but not least, the progressiveness. I was more progressive than you. Haha. I was.
Well, that comes down to a lot of my personal beliefs, though, not like what I think other people have to do with their life, probably, because like I am kind of conservative, like socially, I suppose, but like when it comes to like the legality of things, that's not really on me to decide, I guess, for a lot of stuff. I think one thing where I lose a lot of people are like my abortion views, which is weird because I'm not even like one of those you have to have your baby no matter what type of people. Like I understand in like certain cases, like when it comes to like health problems, like if you literally can't carry the baby, it'll kill you. Or like if it's a product of, force. I don't think I can say the R word on YouTube actually.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, I didn't think I could. That's why I didn't.
X-nay on the arepe.
Right. And so,
Arepe.
or if they're underage, then that's not consent. And although that's a weird situation.
Ooh, that's going to get to a deep topic, actually.
That's going to be a weird situation for someone to be in. So even though I'm not like I just think that we should discourage it because it's kind of archaic in a way because there's so many other forms of birth control that you don't have to go through the process of an abortion even. There's plenty of other ways of handling things before it gets to that point. Not everyone has those resources though, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, overall, I'm so happy I had you on. You guys, please check her radio show Saturdays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Freedomizer Radio.
Yep, and our live stream will be on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So you're not gonna let that person back on? Or...
No, we're really hoping they come on this week's tomorrow's live stream actually. But yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks for joining us. Again, I didn't mean this to be a live stream. This was just spontaneous. But I mainly just want to make a video with her. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Please please subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, and also subscribe to me on BitChute, because I'm pretty sure I'll be banned on YouTube.
Are you going to bed?
I am not going to bed.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you up then.